Hello friend, welcome again to my next video tutorial. So in today's session I will just give you some knowledge, some lesson regarding the security which we should implement in our application. If we don't have any kind of security with our project or with our application, that is very much harmful. Anyone can steal your data from your database. Anyone can exploit your project. Anyone can create traffic on your server if you don't have any kind of security in your project. So in today's session I will give you some best practice regarding the type of attack and how we can prevent them using in Node.js applications especially. So let me do. I have already listed down some basic things which we should implement, we should integrate with our application. So these are actually very harmful attack. First one is DOS attack. I will tell you guys what is DOS attack and how attackers are performing this kind of attack. So DOS attack basically known as denial of service attack. How attackers are performing this? They will simple send repeatedly they will send the millions of requests to your server. They will use some command, they will write some script and they will try to create traffic on your server. When your server will get unlimited requests, the traffic will increase. The real user may not access your server. The authenticated user of your application, they may or may not get access for your server. So attackers are basically doing this kind of attack by sending numbers of requests to your server. So how we can prevent them? I will show you in my code. So if this kind of attack is happening with your project, your application will be very slower and it may also crash your server. So let me to show you how we can prevent this in your Node.js application. So what we have to do to prevent this? First, we can limit our request as per each route. So when let's say let me to open my VS Code. So let's say this is one add route or get route, let's say. So this is one request which is coming from the client end to the server. So here for this case we will add some limitation, means within some time interval the user can send maximum number of some limited request. How we will implement that? For that, if you will see here in my code, I have already used body parser.json limit 25 MB. Okay, so we can also use if you have express, same express, copy here also. App.use express.json, we can limit here the request. Let's say ten KB. The data which are coming with those requests, we can limit those, so that at certain number of time or in any time interval it will accept only limited number of requests. So this is the actually body limit. One more inbuilt middleware is there with the npm library. that is express rate limit. Let me to take you to this one. No, maybe this one. I will add these all links in my description box. You can get from there. So I will just show you how we can implement and which module is important to prevent certain kind of attack. So this is express rate limit. We can also import this module with our in our application. That's like this. And we can use the inbuilt method of it like this. Let's say like this. So here within 15 minutes maximum 100 requests are acceptable from one single user. See here same app limiter we can use with the route, means copy here we can use. So for all the route for a user it will accept within 15 minutes maximum 100 request. So in this way if we will implement like this, it will add this kind of module to our Node.js application. We can give some kind of security to our application which can prevent the DOS type attack, denial service type attack. So the attacker will not get chance to slow your server or you crash your server. So now this one is finished, DOS attack. Now I hope you will get some basic idea how we can prevent the DOS attack. Next one is cross-site scripting attack. So how actually this happens? People will just inject the malicious script from the web browser form. So for that, which may cause the error directly at the database, or it may also corrupt your code, anything it can do. So attackers will just inject the malicious script or the corrupt script from your web browser when you are making any request from the client side to server. So how we can prevent this? For that, Node.js has its inbuilt middleware module. I will take you to those modules. That is one of XSS-clean. I found this one is also good. So you can just implement like this. Let's say copy, paste, and it will be used as middleware. Copy, app dot use like this. So it will sanitize the body part of the your request. If you implement like this, it will actually sanitize the body part of request. Now let me to go to same. See, like this only we can use. Okay. So next one, and the important new module, that is helmet module. That also you can use. Let me to search. can use like this. Sorry, and you can add like this. So actually what this element does, this special gives your application to the special header. Okay, when each request is coming from your client side, it will give you the special header, and it will help to block that access type of attack from the attacker. So in this way you can also prevent your DOS attack. You can prevent also your cross-site scripting attack. So let me to go to brute force attack. Let me to explain you what is this, how we can prevent. Also, okay, one more point I have left for this XSS attack. If you have already watched my previous video, in my previous video I have shown you how we will integrate JWT token in our Node.js application. So one more security feature we have to implement with when we are making we are integrating JWT token with a Node.js application. Otherwise it may also create this kind of attack. It may also allow this kind of attack. We have to just add our JWT token after generation with the cookies. Like if I'll show you in controller file, auth controller, here you will see where is the verify, this one is the sign. Okay, after here you can see the token has been generated. What can we do here? Where is the success response? Okay, here we can just write response dot cookies, let's say JWT to our original token. Then so here we have to write HTTP only, true, like this. It will also prevent some kind of XSS type attack. Okay, now this part is finished. Let me to go to the brute force attack. I will tell you how this type of attacks are happening. Okay, so let's say you have password for every application. When you will try to access an application, a first action is you have to log in through that application. Okay, so you need username and password. What usually this kind of attackers does for brute force attack, they will guess thousands numbers of password and they will try. Otherwise they will implement some algorithm which will generate the password, random password, and they will try one after another. So in this case they may get success to enter into your application if something is something taken by server. So how we can prevent this kind of brute force attack? So one point I will show you here. First is in server side, means your node side, you have to encrypt your password. So when you will save into the database your username and password, the password should be saved in encrypted format. So for that you can use bcrypt. right? It, I think this module is available with Node.js. You can use it. Let me just search and show you. Yes, so this module, so you can use this module to encrypt your password. So it will be a bit difficult to guess the password from the attacker. Second point, you have to put the proper validation. Before validating with database. So before validating the username password, we have to do the proper validation. We have to set some validation mark before. We have to do the proper validation. Nowadays, if you are using Mongoose, here you will see in model file we are using Mongoose. It has some inbuilt validator method. We can use that one. I will give you the link. You can get from there. So in this way also you can prevent this kind of brute force attack. One more way is, next way is, third one is, nowadays you have already seen two-step verification like Google is doing. Means I think any if you check the any banking application, they are doing the same. After giving the username password also, they will just ask to enter your mobile number, or if you have already registered the mobile number, okay, user's mobile number has already registered, they will send you one code, or they will send you the one PIN number to your email ID, or your mobile number, that which is called as usually OTP. Once you will validate that one, then only you will get into your project. So in these three way we can prevent our brute force attack. So when you are developing any kind of project, please take care, because each project has this login functionality, login page. So don't forget to follow these 3 steps. Always encrypt your password. So there is one beautiful module, bcrypt is present. You can use that one. I have also used it. It is similar, simple like the hashing algorithm, which is one way. It cannot, the simple user cannot decode it. So you do the proper validation with before the validating with the database. And if you can, this is the optional actually, but this is good if you are maintaining two-step verification. So now at least you have got 3 you got to know that 3 type of attack and how we can prevent those. So fourth one is SQL and NoSQL injection. I think this is the very familiar type of attack. All body knows regarding this one. So if you are using SQL database, you have to use the parameterized query. Let's say I have one query update, that's a database name is user, then set a name equals to maybe like this, request dot body dot name, where id equals to 2. If you are writing the SQL query like this is not safe query actually. Always use the parameterized query to prevent the SQL type of injection. Otherwise, what attacker will do, attacker may set the request body name like this. So if attacker will set the body name like this, body dot name equals to Raj city equals to, let's say, USA. So if in the request.body.name the input will come like this, so after when it will append over here, like this only. So after this semicolon, this will be commented out. So user will set this name value with each field. I mean the each document. In each column, they can this name will be set because there will be no condition. So this is one kind of a SQL injection. So how we can use it? We can just put the parameterized query for it, so that it will be it will get some protection. So never write the SQL query like this. If uh, if you can search how to write the parameter query, you can go to Google and search over there. Okay. Similarly, for NoSQL injection attack, we have, as here also in my application or most of the peoples with Node.js, they are they are just integrating the MongoDB database, that is NoSQL database. So for NoSQL database, same, first we have to do the input validation, first point in the server side, which is called the server side validation. Second point is Mongoose, as I have already, Mongoose has some inbuilt validator method. I will give you the link, you can get from there, you can read from there. So it will automatically validate your input as per your requirement, whatever the input is coming from the client end. So third point is, there is one beautiful module present in Node.js library, that is I think Mongo sanitization. Let me to go and search it. Mongo npm. Sorry, that is, I think, Express Mongo sanitization, maybe. Yes, let me just search it. Yes, this one. Sorry. So this module we can follow. We can just install like this. We can write like this in our application, Mongo sanitize. With, let's say, same and we can use as a middleware function inside app. Copy. This one. Like this. Also it has some customized method. You can just read from here and add it. Okay. How you can sanitize all the inputs. So I just told another thing, the basic thing is data validation. So don't forget to implement this kind of security feature implementation in your Node.js application. If you cannot give the security to your application, anyone can steal it. Anyone can crack your project. Anyone can steal the data from your database. So this is the basic security feature I have already shown you. Okay, you just go to your computer and just try to implement this thing. It will be more helpful to you, and it will give the more, it will prevent all this kind of attack with your Node.js application. So one more point I am skipping here, that is CORS. This is also very important. So what actually it does, let me to give you the some brief description. Actually I have the plan, I will make the full video on CORS, okay, cross origin resource sharing, and I will also implement same thing with my application, and I will show you in my next video. So I have that plan, so I'll do it and I will post it for you in my next video. So let me to give you some brief description. So this actually allows the request limited number of sources. Let's say you have let me just show you. Let's say your UI is running like using localhost 3000, let's say. So from this host, this port or this address, it will only accept the request. We can prevent, let's say somebody got the REST API or got the server request link, they can use their site. Let's say their site is localhost is to 3001. So they can also integrate the same REST API with their site and access your database. So how we can prevent this kind of thing using CORS, that is cross origin resource sharing. I will show you in my next video. I will just make the code and I will show you how we can prevent we can just implement CORS, and we can prevent the request is coming from the other unauthorized host. Okay, so here I am just ending my video. If you like it, you can just go for it and subscribe. So from this security feature always being asked by an interviewer. So as we know, if you are the node beginners, or even you have some kind of experience in Node.js, when you are giving for an interview, these types of question always asked. Basically the helmet module for the XSS attack, I have already implemented as shown over here. The helmet module, when maximum interviewers are asking what is the use of this helmet module. So if you will watch this video, you can also learn some interview questions from it. You can also learn how we can prevent the attacker from our application. Thank you.